This is kind of a test video now. One, because I'm going to try and get some new editing software and I want something to edit. But I am restoring Jaguar E-Type Mark II, Mark 10, 60s 3.8S's water pumps. And I will be selling them probably restored for around $175 roughly, plus shipping of course. And this is I've taken this flange, couldn't think of the word there, flange off. Next is to undo this nut here and remove that. Then we'll drive the shaft out, then I can sandblast all of that and then powder coat it. But obviously I'm not just going to do one, I'm going to do two. I figured I'd do two at a time, and we'll see how it goes. I've done these before, but I figured I'd just do a video of it. You have to use a puller. Woo, shit, that puller's hot, sorry about that. Because I had to heat this up in order to get this off. It didn't want to come off, so I got some real tension on it, got the heat hot, not cherry red, but I got it glowing, and then I tapped the end of the puller with a hammer, so it kind of shocked it, and then it started to move, because this is a press fit. Now obviously when I'm putting the new one on, I will have to press fit it, and that will be press fitted in my press, believe it or not. Well, isn't that a surprise? So next task is to get this one off. Let's get to it. Now what I'm doing here is I am using a very, actually it's a worn out socket, but it fits neatly into the center there. That way you see that I can push on the shaft and pull using the puller on the outside. The reason for this bar here is so that I can put my wrench on the top here and pull, and then I can use this bar to stop the thing from spinning. So that's why that's being done that way. All right, now some of them come off easy. This one came off easy. Just a little bit of pressure and out she popped. This one, no, it fought me all the way. And just to let you know, this is the part number, C14944. And this one is also the same, but it's kind of worn out a little bit there. But and as you can see, someone wrote on there it's Mark II. Yeah, Mark II, E-Type, Mark 10. The water pump is the same. All right, now the next task is to get the shaft out, then give it a good old blast. So let's get on with that. Okay, just to show you here, this wrench is a 7/16, and this Allen is a 1/8. See if I can do this, hang on. There, that's what you need to do. You need to release that, and then we wind the grub screw all the way out, and that'll bring the nut with it, and then we can extract the shaft. Okay, so there you go, 1/8, 7/16. I have now removed all of the pipes and the plugs. And as you can see here, look at that crap there. Now granted, this is a blanked off plug, so it doesn't matter, but that shit would have gone inside the nice new pump that well, the refurbished pump that I'm building, so I don't want that. I want these pumps to work nicely for my customers. So now my next job, I think I've got everything off. I'm now just left with the shell. I'm going to give this one more clean in the parts washer to get that oil off of it. Do the same on this one, and then it's go and get blasted. Okay, we have moved on a little bit. These are two of the casings that are now ready for the internal paint. the red that I'm going to put in there. Now this one has a couple of little areas there that are going to need attention. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to sand this flat here because the powder coat's just got on the edge there and I want to deal with that. And same there. Let me flip her over. Yeah, this one's okay there, but I will just run a sanding block over this to make that nice and flat, and then I will paint the inside. This one here, you will note, is that's somewhat larger. It's not a great deal, but it is a little bit larger. But this one's different. I think it's from an early Mark II. You can see here it's deeper and has this recess here, whereas whilst this does have a recess, it is not very large. But this one is, it's very large and it's very deep. So I believe, yes, and it also, if we turn it this way, you'll see it doesn't have the hole for the, what do you call it? The retaining pin. Just has a little weep hole, that's it. So, and it's slightly centered differently. The back has a bung in it rather than a pipe. So, got to find out what that one's for. It's got a different number. It is 170240. So that's interesting. We'll find out about that one. Now, this one here is, we're in various stages here. This one here is now powder coated and getting ready for paint. This one here is stripped down, ready for me to blast. And this one I haven't stripped down yet, and I'm not going to strip it down just yet because this is a different model to the rest of these. These ones, hang on, where is the number? Are C14944. Whereas this one's a Q&H 170240. Q&H is Quinton Hazel. Different make. It is slightly different. There's a deep recess here. This body is further out. So before I take this apart, I want to make sure I can get a repair kit for it. I don't believe this one is actually leaking, but I'm not sure. The thing that concerns me is that there's rust here, which kind of is an indication that it is leaking. But I don't know that for a fact. So the only thing I can do is plug all the holes up and perhaps pour some petrol in there. And you may wonder why petrol. Well, because it creeps well. And it shouldn't affect the rubber, but maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just try it with water. But water with antifreeze, of course, has, I should say, extra creeping ability. So maybe that would be a better option, especially as that's what's going to be in it. And as he says this, he says, yes, that's what he's going to do. Okay. I tried tapping this out very gently. I didn't want to do harm to it. And it didn't budge. There is no grub screw holding this in. There's just a hole there at the top, and I can't see anything in there. I've dug around in there. There is the normal weep hole at the bottom, and which is also the same on these, although this one's bunged up with grease. I will have to clean that out when I blast it. But it does have the grub screw on the top. This one doesn't. Most odd. So we'll see how that's going to progress. I'm trying to get hold of my supplier at the moment and see if there is a rebuild kit for that. Alright, here we are with another water pump halfway in pieces. Well, actually pretty much in pieces. Just wanted to show you this. Look at this. This is the impeller. It just fell apart while I was taking it out. So you really do need to do these rebuild kits. Now, one of the things that you have to be aware of, and this particularly applies to this square type of pulley flange. Ooh, there's big words. So, you know, it sits there, obviously on a shaft. We all like to sit on a shaft. No, I don't like to sit on a shaft. I like my shaft to be sat on. you need to use a 2-leg puller on this. Don't use a 3, because if you use a 3, it's going to be on one of these bolt holes, and that's a weak area, and 99% chance it will break and you will be cursing. Whereas the 2 puller, you know, okay, puts a couple of scars on the back, big fucking deal. Now I use, let me show you, this is my 3-legged puller that you can set to a 2-legged puller, and I've got an old beat up socket that I use that is obviously smaller than the outer diameter there. And once I get it on there and trying to pull, and you have to keep tapping it in line, because it, as you tighten it, it wants to spin off center, so you have to keep tapping it back into center, and I do that with, obviously, with a hammer. Then once I've got some tension on it and I'm sure it's pretty much aligned and it fucking won't come out, I heat it down there, just down there, right down there, boy. So it's like that, and I heat it and I heat it and I heat it, but I don't make it cherry red, I just heat it, and then I hit this top here, and that shocks it, and then you'll suddenly find that this becomes a little loose. So then you crank it a little more, and if it doesn't crank easy, whack it again. Give it some more heat, whack it again. Take your time, don't rush at this, for fuck's sake, don't rush at this. Because if you do, you're going to cause all sorts of problems. You break this flange, and if you break that flange, that's a real pain in the ass. This impeller, you don't give a shit about. I mean, this one just fell apart, which was, I found that quite amusing. I didn't hit it, it just went, blah, blah, fuck you, and that was it. So do bear that in mind. Next, now we take this off, we'll get it sandblasted, or I'll sandblast it, then I'll powder coat it, and then I'll paint it, and then I'll sell it. And if you want one, they're going to be coming up on eBay. And if you really want me to rebuild yours, I will. You buy the kit, you send it to me, I will powder coat it in black, and I will paint the inside with Gliptol, and return it to you. You pay for the shipping, and I charge $50 of my labor to take it apart, powder coat, sandblast it, powder coat it, paint it with Gliptol, put the kit in. That's a fucking bargain in my book. That's a lot of work on my part. I'm not doing this to make a business out of it. I'm not doing this to make a fortune. I'm doing this because I'm a Jaguar enthusiast, and I love working on Jaguars, and I'll help out fellow Jaguar people. This is where you can see this. This is the route I take. This one hasn't been painted yet. It's been powder coated. It's cleaned. It's blasted. It's been powder coated. To me, that looks fucking beautiful. And I've done this and put it on my cars, and I've had absolutely no problems. So if you want me to do that, I'm more than happy to do it. You just contact me via my email, which is gstargarage@gmail.com. You ship your pump to me with the kit, and I will rebuild it for you for $50 and return it, and you will pay the return shipping. Okay, so you know where you stand. Return shipping is not expensive when you use the flat rate boxes, which is what I use. And this is for US residents. Anybody else, it's going to cost you a lot more, unfortunately. Okay, hope this is of use to you. It's just a really kind of strange side video. And, well, let's see how it goes if anybody's interested. Water pump rebuilds. Yeah, I'm going to call myself Mr. Pumper. Thumper Pumper. Like, comment, subscribe, get out there. Ding that dong. And man, please, please, get out in that garage and do some shit. That particular pump before I rip it apart.